Talking about robotic process automation. I'll be walking you through what RPAs are, its functional importance to organizations, pros and cons, implementation guidelines, and its future directions. Feel free to drop your questions in the topic during this live session. We will answer your queries through chat. Let's start the session. This session is organized by Infometry. We are a pure-play data analytics company based out of Fremont, California, with our offshore development center in Bangalore, India. We came into inception back in 2010, and since then, we have been offering domain-specific analytics solution for high-tech, energy, life sciences, retail, manufacturing, and finance customers. Infometry has been an engineering and consulting service partner for companies like Informatica, Matillion, Snowflake, Tableau, Adaptive Insights, Looker, and many more. Infometry offers domain-specific analytics solutions for high-tech, energy, life sciences, and more customers. In addition to the services, we have also developed more than 15 cloud connectors for IICS. One mentioned on the blue blocks are developed and owned by us. The rest are developed by us only for organizations like Informatica, SAP, and Calides. We have developed state-of-the-art analytics solution Infofiscus, which can be hooked to any on-prem or cloud ERP or planning apps. Infofiscus is a 100% cloud-based, pre-built analytics software developed using open architecture. Infofiscus comes in 3 different flavors: finance, supply chain, and sales and marketing analytics. That's for our quick introduction. Now, let's move on to today's webinar topic. Robotic process automation. As mentioned, we will cover what is RPA, some of its use cases, pros and cons, implementation guidelines, and advances in the domain. What is RPA? RPA is a form of business process automation that allows anyone to define a set of instructions for a robot or bot to perform. These bots are capable of mimicking most human-computer interactions to carry out large volumes of tasks in an error-free, efficient manner. RPA is becoming increasingly prevalent across enterprises of all sizes, helping them automate laborious tasks to keep operations running efficiently. The technology is very powerful in helping to reduce human errors that are bound to show up with manual operations. It also allows employees to focus on more value-critical tasks. Automations include addressing queries, making calculations, maintaining records, and making transactions. Let us now take a look at some of the benefits. The first set of benefits include improved productivity. Operations can be scheduled to run at any hour of the day. Software bots execute tasks tirelessly in the background. They do not take breaks or have vacation time, which increases the scalability and productivity of the overall business function. Bots operate 24/7, leading to high throughput with reduced rework per step of a process. Processes and tasks are automated and are typically performed by the bots in a fraction of the time taken by humans. These bots are consistently accurate. They perform tasks with a high degree of accuracy, preventing or reducing human errors and often improving quality. RPA streamlines, standardizes, and optimizes processes, which can help improve consistency and compliance. It reduces workload while improves the quality of collected data, which can lead to structured analytics and insights. Fewer employees are required to manage mundane tasks. Moving on to enterprises infrastructure, RPA sits on top of IT systems. Therefore, it enables deployment as an out-of-the-box solution rather than attempting to customize from the ground up. In addition to that, low-code and no-code solutions enable faster deployment with minimal domain expertise. Agile implementation ensures continuous collaboration for development and implementation. RPA implementation is non-invasive, meaning it does not require technical integration with legacy systems and works at the graphical level. Hence, fewer resources are utilized while developing and integrating. While there are multiple benefits, there are certain challenges that limit widespread adoption. RPA is not a cognitive computing solution. Instead, it's best suited for rules-based versus judgment-based processes. To work around this limitation, using AI and machine learning integrations that understand exceptions and can provide necessary recommendations. RPA requires structured data, but majority of the enterprise data is buried in unstructured documents such as emails, letters of credit, invoices, passports, etc. Certain services like callback processes and processes that require human subjectivity will still need to be addressed manually. RPA requires using multiple applications, libraries, and bots to perform complex tasks. Any component failure could lead to server crashes and downtime, which would only further stretch IT support services. Therefore, it is crucial to pay close attention to businesses' requirements and IT infrastructure to avoid failures. Even companies that have successfully developed automation may have gaps in their implementation. These gaps represent missed opportunities, and when you fill them, they can help your teams to recognize even more exciting improvements. A survey by ISG Insights of over 300 companies considering RPA implementation showed key aspects of concerns regarding the technology. The result is a combination of technical issues such as security concerns, necessary skills, and scalability, and non-technical issues such as organization resistance and budget issues. According to Deloitte, RPAs significantly outperform its predecessor business transformation approaches. IT transformation is a complete reassessment and overhaul of an organization's information technology systems in order to improve efficiency and delivery. BPM, or Business Process Management, is a traditional process that helps companies better understand and improve how they operate so that they can streamline workflows, boost productivity, lower costs, and increase efficiency. BPM has experts to manually craft process diagrams by watching and interviewing business users. Due to the manual intervention approaches, both these processes have high process disruption possibilities. RPA implementations not only have lower process disruption, it also executes processes more accurately and quickly. Automation candidates that have a high level of value creation and require a low level of automation effort should be prioritized first. The chart depicts some examples of automation potential and opportunities across several domains. Each organization should evaluate its own processes for level of effort, level of value created, and overall return on investment. On the long run, RPA enables organizations to use analytics and machine learning capabilities, leveraging data from across enterprise to improve operations, occupancy levels, service delivery, and workplace experience. RPA represents an exciting opportunity for organizations to reduce cost and drive higher levels of performance, thanks in part to other enabling functions which are already leveraging RPAs to improve both cost and quality. Organizations can become fast followers in the RPA movement. Tools such as RPA are considered process agnostic software, meaning they can be used in any organization across multiple IT and business use cases. Process agnostic software would be most in demand as key enablers of automation. According to Gartner, the market is expected to see double-digit growth through 2022. Other software used to automate more specific tasks such as ERP, supply chain, and CRM systems will also contribute to the growth of the market. Let's take a look at some of RPA's applications. First up, customer service, where it can help companies offer better customer service by automating contact-centric tasks, including verifying e-signatures, uploading scanned documents, and verifying information for automatic approvals or rejections. Accounting, where it can help organizations for general accounting, operational accounting, transactional accounting, and budgeting. Financial services, where it can help companies in the financial services industry for foreign exchange payments, automating accounts opening and closings, managing audit requests, and processing insurance claims. Healthcare, where it can help medical organizations in handling patient records, claims, customer support, account management, billing, reporting, and analytics. Human resources, where it can automate HR tasks, including onboarding and offboarding, updating employee information, and submission processes. Supply chain management, where it can help supply chain and logistic companies in procurement, automating order processing and payments, monitoring inventory levels, and tracking shipments. Essentially, automation relies on two broad parameters: high volume of transactions and higher degree of standardization, meaning processes that require following specific set of rules or actions. Common examples are communication interfaces such as chatbots, data synchronization and backup, data mining, risk analysis, and more. Let's take a closer look at accounting as a use case. RPA is a vital element in conducting accurate internal audits. Accounting became one of the earliest domains to undergo automation. Understandably, automation progressed at a slower pace to assess its effectiveness closely, but its overall impact has been impressive. With the right tools, you can streamline many of the most time-consuming tasks in auditing while improving data visibility and process outcomes. The chart represents the overall adoption of RPA in business practices for accounting. Growth in both software capabilities and consumer confidence has allowed widespread integration. Let us now take a look at RPA implementation lifecycle. First up, we have RPA candidate identification. In this stage, RPA stakeholders identify business processes and tasks per client requirements. The use of process discovery and task mining are used. Second, we have assessment and prioritization. In the assessment and prioritization phase, business processes and tasks are identified and assessed and prioritized for design and development. The assessment involves technical feasibility. Any task or process requiring too many decisions or interactions may increase complexity. In that case, it may not be a good candidate for automation. The assessment will also include business value its automation can deliver. Is it a high volume task or process? How many hours will it save having it automated instead of manually executed? Is it error prone when performed manually? And will automation improve output quality? Prioritization refers to how automation enters the design and development pipeline, and its priority, normally governed according to the effort required for development and the potential business value of that specific automation. Third, we have design proof of concept. Design as a stage in RPA lifecycle management involves defining and modeling the actual process or task to be automated and mapping any dependencies that the automation might have, like the systems it interacts with or external regulations. The design phase provides a blueprint for the RPA developer to understand what needs to be automated. Step number 4, development. In the development stage of the RPA lifecycle, the RPA developer builds a bot according to the requirements and definitions provided in the design phase. Novel approaches in low-code and no-code programming has made design, development, and deployment convenient for developers and non-IT professionals alike. Step number 5, testing. In this stage, the RPA developer or QA team tests the automated process in a staging or testing environment to ensure it executes and performs as expected. Step number 6, deployment. Once testing is complete, the bot is deployed in production and runs as configured in a live yet orchestrated environment. Step number 7, monitoring and change management. Finally, the bot is continuously monitored to assess performance and ensure it runs without any errors. Since these bots interact with several systems using multiple dependencies, they are sensitive to every bit of change. Change management is a key stage in a bot's lifecycle. Proactive change management, therefore, can anticipate and correct change before the bot produces errors, thus preventing downtime and increases ROI. So far, we have discussed applications on the basic end of the spectrum, that is, traditional rules-based automation processes. At the more advanced end, data scientists and developers can build highly customized machine learning and AI applications that can offer scalable, user-specific solutions which adapt to shifting demands. This opens doors for B2C applications and platforms. We take a look at how RPAs can be integrated with chatbots to fulfill restaurant reservation. In the early days of chatbots were characterized as digital assistants that responded to simple Q&A type requests. Thanks to advances in natural language processing and microservices, they have evolved into smarter conversational bots that can respond to complex user queries. This is an example of Microsoft's NLP and database query bot. Let's take a look at the process. First, customers access mobile app. Second, users get authenticated via Azure Active Directory service. The custom bot then accepts queries. The Azure App Service returns information provided by the business. Users communicates query. Speech service and language understanding module together process the natural language query. Appropriate response is provided, and the response is reviewed by the customer. Once the user verifies, bot updates customer reservation. Finally, Azure App Insights gathers runtime performance and usage metrics to help with app development. This demonstration stands at the pivot of fundamental and technical decision-making. So, how exactly does RPA differ from machine learning and AI? Having seen so many applications, let's take a closer look. RPA can do a great job of handling repetitive, rules-based tasks that typically require human effort, but it doesn't learn as it goes like a neural network. If something were to change in the automated task, the RPA bot won't be able to figure that out on its own. So what's the solution? The answer is intelligent process automation, commonly referred to as hyperautomation. IPA is the process of combining RPA with data mining, computer vision, reinforcement learning, AI, etc., to create automation processes that learn and adapt in an autonomous fashion. Retrospectively, business decisions could not be automated due to technical bottlenecks, as we simply did not have the technology in the past to process unstructured information. RPA workflow capabilities can be further enabled using natural language processing and computer vision integration at decision nodes. These libraries allow faster and more accurate multimedia interpretation, which in turn allows complex logical analysis in downstream applications. According to a survey by PwC, at least one third of the firms surveyed have either deployed or are in the pilot stage to deploy automation services, while about 50% are in the education phase. Technologies to automate content ingestion, such as signature verification tools, optical character recognition, document ingestion, conversational AI bots, and natural language technology, will be in high demand. Organizations will need such tools to automate the digitalization and structuring of the data and content. While RPA technologies are capable of taking on low value activities in a quick and efficient manner, the next phase is leveraging artificial intelligence to deliver intelligent process automation. IPA, as discussed earlier, will allow bots to not only automate standard processes but also learn from prior decisions, deviations, and patterns to improve decisions. This thus reduces the need for human oversight and increases efficiency gains in internal processes. In addition, Gartner expects that by 2024, organizations will lower operational costs by 30% by consuming hyper-automated technologies with redesigned operational processes. In conclusion, as the automation technology landscape continues to expand, enterprises of all sizes across geographies are working to accelerate their automation programs. Enterprises must analyze their fundamental requirements and strategize with vendors to make them successful on the long run. RPA is not about replacing people, it's about using technology to streamline and automate tedious manual work so people can pay more attention to solving business critical problems. It empowers people from technical and non technical backgrounds with tools to help them automate data processing while subsequently improving employee engagement, productivity, and creativity. The shift towards hyperautomation will be a key factor in enabling enterprises to achieve operational excellence and subsequently cost savings. We will now be taking on questions. Thank you for joining. We will now take any questions.
Hi Darshil. What are the various costs to consider when deploying an RPA software?
So primarily, we have to keep the software license cost in mind, since that's the number one contributing factor. Subscriptions, license fees add up in a periodic fashion. It could be month to month or on an annual basis. Secondly, companies may require certain changes to their infrastructure, IT infrastructure. So obviously those have to be kept in mind depending on how complex or how large the solution we're trying to implement. Then we have additional service charges that the vendors might ask for. And these charges, again, similar to subscriptions, these could be periodic. So you can have a maintenance or an upgrade scheduled once a year, twice a year, maybe once a month. So depending on that, the fees may add on, but those are very minute fees. And ultimately, you have to make sure that the value you are getting out of the automation process is much larger, and the costs that you are going to incur are significantly smaller.
Hi Darshil, this is Venkatesh.
Hi, Venkatesh.
I have a question. When would
Sure.
you choose RPA over system integration?
See, system integration projects have had their place with older IT infrastructure systems, legacy systems. RPA in comparison is much faster. It's less expensive. It doesn't take as much time to set up. More importantly, it does not disrupt the overall architecture or the overall IT system for a firm. So that way it's much more efficient, it's cost saving. And with the increase or like the improvement in technology that we have today, most companies, RPA developing companies, have made RPA implementation very easy. So it's much more easy to deploy. Non-IT professionals can also participate in installing and using the RPA system. So system integration, while it has its benefits, it's not as efficient or as convenient as RPA systems are.
Yes, thank you, Darshil.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. I guess that's the end of questions. I think I've addressed all the queries. Yeah. So this concludes the webinar. You will receive an email containing a link to the webinar. Thank you for your time. We hope you had a good time. We hope you learned a lot and enjoyed the presentation. See you soon in the next webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.